Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rebels TV, back on your screen, your Wednesday night tradition in 2017. Definitely the 19th episode this week. I said 19th last week. I was getting a little bit ahead of myself. Very, very busy week in the Rebels camp, as we'll talk about very shortly, though. Mine was on a couple other things. Sean Kelly's my name, joining you in the host chair, as always, and joining me, as he does every week, is my co-host, GWV Rebels talent manager, Phil Partington. Parto, taking a breath after the last week yet, mate?
Mate, busy weekend, Sean, yeah. Great off the field with the McDonald House charity game and Friends of the Rebels Day, Sean. Great success there, but not so great on the field.
No, we'll talk about the on the field first, and the scores on the screen at the moment. Unfortunately, the Oakleigh Chargers just too good on the day. A very, very wind-blown game here at Mars Stadium, like we haven't seen so far this year as well. In the third quarter, 8-1 to the Oakleigh Chargers, making the most of it. Look, from probably the 15-minute mark of the first quarter until half-time, we were very good. We were the better side, but again, it was just that one quarter lapse of concentration, which has almost been the same thing we've done all year that killed us.
Yeah, that third quarter, Sean, the Oakleigh Chargers used the win really well, kicked 8 goals, I think it was, and just showed how classy they are in the benchmark of the TAC Cup competition. So I think once the finals comes around, Sean, I think the Oakleigh Chargers will be a team to beat.
Yeah, they will indeed, obviously on top of the ladder after that win. The Rebels, a little bit back to the drawing board. It seemed like it was a very similar game to the game against the Chargers when we played them down at Wendouree Park about 8 weeks ago, where we weren't far off at half-time, but then at three-quarter time we were a long way behind and really having to fight to get back into the game.
Yeah, not quite sure it's a bit of a lack of concentration, Sean, but we missed our easy targets, just didn't kick too well. We've been doing that all the time for 15, 20 minutes from a quarter where a team just smashes us through that period. So unfortunately, another loss to the Rebels, but a week's break this week, Sean. We come back and play the Geelong Falcons for another benchmark of the competition in 2 weeks' time.
Off the field, though, a very successful day for the Rebels. Part of our annual Sponsors Day, our Friends of the Rebels Day, and of course our Ronald McDonald House Charity Day. A fantastic day, and one of the big features, obviously, apart from raising money for the Ronald McDonald House Charities, is getting our Rebel for the day in, getting him involved in the team. And this year, young Ethan absolutely loved being involved, did a great job, was in everything, was at the warm-up. You can see him tossing the coin, you can see him on the radio. He did everything this week, and really good to see him involved. And from all reports, he can't stop talking about it either.
No, he can't, Sean. To see the smile on his face at the end of the day was just outstanding, and our players really worked, we'll get something out of that, and I know the family will as well. So young Ethan, who went through heart surgery about 2 years ago, now lives with a pacemaker at 7 years of age. So our boys can see how lucky they are and give something back to the community, which we also have done with raising money, Sean. We're not quite sure how much money we raised so far. Last year we raised $3,000, hopefully we've raised a bit more this year, but we had about 250 people upstairs, Sean. Nice air conditioned, nice warm area to us. So a great day for the Rebels.
Yeah, it was indeed, and a special congratulations to Josh Chatfield as well, who took care of Ethan for the day, took him in the all-access tour of the Rebels and did a great job, so well done, Chatters. Time to talk about our Mars player of the day from the round 13 game against the Chargers. And second time this year, this player has featured as the Mars player of the day. He's changed his role a little bit since that first time and playing a bit more through the midfield now, but a very good performance by Johnston on the weekend, our Mars player of the day, Parto.
He's playing very good footy at the moment. Started on the half-forward flank, Sean, through the midfield. We want to throw him midfield a lot more times, just show his draft ability a bit more, Sean. So finding the footy, which is the main thing.
Yeah, let's see how he performed in front of the camera as well. A notoriously shy individual in front of the camera, but I think he might prove a few people wrong here. Our Mars player of the day, Johnston. Here with our Mars player of the day for round 13, Johnston. Jono, good game today, but tough conditions, cold, and a really good Oakleigh Chargers side we came up against.
Yeah, classic Ballarat weather, really. Blowy. It was a tough day all day long, and we tried to stick with them, but in the end they just overran us.
Bit of a change of role for you this week. Obviously kick a couple of goals up forward, but also get some time through the midfield. How'd you enjoy that?
Yeah, it's real fun going into the mid. Yeah, I'm loving it. Bit more time getting the ball around it, so it's good.
Had some experience with the Vic Country squad as well. Obviously played in a game for Vic Country and had this experience through the training squad. How'd you find that? Yeah,
highest competition I've ever played, so it was real fun. It was hard, it was challenging, but I enjoyed every moment of it.
Third quarter today drop off. Obviously the Chargers got on top with an 8-goal to 1 quarter. What do you think happened there? Is it something you can put your finger on and start to work towards for next week?
Yeah, Oakleigh just mainly ran over us, sort of. They exposed us out back, sort of thing, and we just weren't up to it.
Week off now, obviously development round this weekend before we take on the Geelong Falcons next week. What's your plans for this weekend for the development round? Just rest up?
Yeah, have the week off, rest up, and hopefully get the body right for the week after.
Well, congratulations on your game today, Jordan, our Mars player of the day for round 13. Enjoy the week off, and good luck against the Falcons in a fortnight.
Thanks, Shawnee.
Jordan Johnston, our Mars player of the day for this week, second for the year, and good to see him coming on, especially after played that one game in the Carnival for Vic Country. Parto didn't play after that, so good to see him bounce back from that.
Yeah, hopefully in good form for the rest of the year, Shaun.
Let's hope so as well. It's time for Inside 60 though. Thanks to bluegum clothing, and this could be an interesting one this week because we've heard this name quite often on Inside 60 this year, and most of the times it's been in the most annoying teammate section. So we've got Jake Lohmann from the Wendouree Footy Club on this week. Going to be interesting, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, hopefully Shorty comes out with some good ones there, I think. So I know he's got a return serve a bit there. A few boys have given a few whacks to him. So good luck, Shorty. Well,
without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Inside 60, thanks to bluegum clothing with Jake Lohmann.
Lowy. Midfield. Nat 5. Maryborough Junior Football Club and Lake Wendouree Football Netball Club. Teacher. Cal Wellings. Tail Cox. I got 3. Jordan Johnson, doesn't shut up. Joel O'Connell and Chucky Wilson. Just they talk too much and, don't stop harassing me, just need them to get off me, alright? Yep. Playing my first senior game. Nick Peters. Brendan Favola.
Jake Lohmann, Inside 60, thanks to bluegum clothing. He did not miss that.
Sure, not bad.
Didn't miss at all. He's done quite well. Normally this is the spot where we talk about what's happening this weekend for the Rebels. But Parto, once again, a development round. And the development rounds this year have been really interesting because they've been spaced every 3 or 4 weeks. Obviously, with the championships not all that long ago was our last one to give kids a break. We're now out of the futures rounds. We're now out of the championships. This one's really just programmed for a bit of a rest for the kids in the middle of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good time. School footy though, Shaun. With school returning this week, so I know one of our major partners in St Pat's College have got the Herald Sun Shield Grand Final or semi-final this week.
Today, actually.
Yeah, so there's quite a few bit of footy going on. Ballarat College got some footy on as well. So good to have a bit of a break on the weekend if they can recharge their batteries ready for next week against the Geelong Falcons.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game next week against the Geelong Falcons too, Parto, which I suppose we're touching on next week's show a little bit, but starting to get the idea in there early because it's another doubleheader. It's a VFL TAC Cup doubleheader, but with a difference this time. We're actually the second game being played. We're the 2 o'clock game.
The main event, Shaun.
We are.
The main event. So looking forward to that, the VFL playing before us against the Richmond Footy Club. So there'll be a big crowd of Richmond supporters coming out from Melbourne and around Ballarat area. So the main event, the Rebels versus the Geelong Falcons.
Yeah, the Geelong Falcons back in action, back on the winners list last weekend too, with all of their Vic Country players coming back in. But I'm tipping that you've got a pretty good handle on those blokes with your time at Vic Country, so we might have a game plan to unseat the Geelong Falcons.
Hopefully, sure.
We've got a week or so to work on that. Thank you firstly to everybody that attended at Mars Stadium on the weekend as part of our Ronald McDonald House Charity Day. It was fantastic to see so many people here, and all our fundraising efforts went really well, Parto. The raffle was very popular, the silent auctions were very popular, and I suppose from Parto and us, he'll probably touch on this as well in a second, but thank you on behalf of the GWV Rebels to everybody that came out and supported our charity day on the weekend, Parto.
Yeah, it's great. To give something back to the community, especially Ronald McDonald House, is great for the Rebels, but also showing our sponsors, our parents, that we really do appreciate their support with our food and drinks that we had out in the day. So well done. Next year will be hopefully bigger, Shaun.
Well, let's hope so as well. That's all the time we've got for this week on Rebels TV. Thanks for joining us once again and letting us take up a little bit of your Wednesday night. We'll be back again next Wednesday with more Rebels TV. We'll see you then.